Every year, thousands of people disappear after responding to job postings abroad. A nice website, a good salary, company-provided housing. Sounds like luck, but that's the beginning of a kidnapping. Fraudsters create a fake company with a website, reviews, and a live manager. The person is invited to an online interview. Everything looks professional. The victim relaxes, and that's their goal. They offer a position as an operator or manager. They say, we'll buy a ticket, give you housing. You just have to show up. And off they go, alone, to a foreign country, without anyone nearby. They greet you at the airport with smiles, they put you in a car, they drive you, and then they ask you to hand over your phone. And your passport too, they say, for safekeeping. At that moment, the person realizes they're in trouble. They force these people to call strangers and extort money. These are huge fraud workshops with hundreds of jobs. If you refuse to work, they beat you. If you try to leave, they sell you to others. Hundreds of thousands of such victims from all over the world pass through Myanmar and Cambodia alone. Some are still there. The organizers are rarely caught. They operate from lawless zones. Remember the signal. The company pays for the ticket, promises accommodation, and requires no experience. That's bait. Real employers don't do that. Check the company through official registry.
Shows up. Verified ID.
The second method is when they lure you into a long-term relationship only to fleece you later. This is called love scam. The victim gives you the money themselves and doesn't realize they're being robbed. The scheme begins on a dating app or social media. A good-looking man messages you, "Mark, attentive, the first few weeks are all talk, no pressure." Then he tells you he's making money on the stock market, not much. He shows screenshots of his profits. He suggests you try it. He says, "I'll help, it's easy." And you decide to give it a try. They lead you to a beautiful website with graphs. You deposit the amount. You see it grow. You deposit more. Everything works. And then you try to withdraw the money. And that's when the problems begin. They say, you need to pay taxes, then a commission, then insurance. You pay because your large sums of money are already there. And then the person disappears, along with the platform. The victims are most often not naive people, but educated and successful ones, because they are the ones they prey on. Fraudsters specifically target those with savings. According to American investigators, losses from such schemes exceeded $3 billion in 1 year. This is only the official figure. Most victims remain silent, too embarrassed to admit it.
James got him gagged.
The third method begins at the exit of a nightclub. You're tired, a little out of it, and eager to get home. A friendly man approaches you. "Get in. I'll give you a free ride." Many agree. The car starts moving. The driver is polite. The music is soft. Everything seems normal. But after a few minutes, you notice, we're going the wrong way. The area is unfamiliar. The phone reception is poor. The doors are locked. In the best case scenario, you'll simply be robbed and dropped off on the road. In the worst case scenario, they'll take you to their accomplices. Or they'll film you in an awkward situation and then demand money under threat of exposure. Demands through compromising material are a whole industry unto themselves. They send a recording and name a sum. You pay, and a week later they ask for more. Most keep quiet and pay again. That's exactly what they're counting on. In the most serious cases, the driver works for a gang that resells people. The passenger is taken to a place where they're already waiting. These are documented cases from police archives in various countries. Such cases are reported all over the world, from Latin America to Southeast Asia. Tourists and people after parties are the most common victims. They are vulnerable, alone, and not entirely sober. The solution is simple. Only call a car through an app. It records the route, the driver's name, and the time. Never get into a vehicle that picks you up at a venue.
Good, thanks.
One of the most insidious methods is aimed at children. The criminal learns the child's name in advance, from social media, from a name tag on their backpack, or simply by eavesdropping. Then they call them by name. The child hears their name from a stranger and thinks it's someone they know. Trust is built instantly. This is what they exploit. 19 out of 20 children will go with such a person. The most common tricks are, "Help me find the dog. It's nearby. Mom asked me to pick you up. Something happened to Dad. We need to go." The child gets scared and wants to help, and goes with a stranger. According to investigators, if a child isn't found within 3 hours, the chances of saving them drop sharply. Therefore, at the slightest suspicion, you should call the police immediately. Without delay, most abductions occur not in dark alleys, but in crowded places. Near a school, on a playground, in a shopping center. Criminals choose a moment when adults are momentarily distracted. Name tags on backpacks, children's public photos with geolocation, parents, public profiles. All of this helps a criminal learn a child's name and route before meeting. Teach your child one rule. Don't go anywhere without your parents' permission, even if the person knows your name.
Come on, kid.
Even if they say you know each other. Always call mom or dad first.
Sweetie?
The fifth method is virtual kidnapping. You get a call saying a loved one is in danger. The voice on the other end is crying and begging for help. And you hear a familiar tone. But it's not a real person. It's a recording of a few seconds of a voice processed by a program. It took the intonations from a video on a social network and created a convincing copy. They keep you on the line. They say, don't call anywhere, otherwise it will be worse. They demand that you transfer money immediately. You panic. This is exactly what they need, not to give you time to think and verify. While you transfer the money, your loved one sits quietly in their room, unaware of what's happening. They haven't been kidnapped. Their voice has simply been stolen from the public domain and used against you. This scheme has spread worldwide. Elderly parents are most often targeted. They receive calls with the voice of a child or grandchild. One such call can cost them all their savings. Voice copying programs are now available to anyone. 5 seconds of a recording is enough to create a convincing copy. 5 seconds of a video on social media and you're a ready victim.
That's all.
Protection.
We all agree.
Come up with a secret word with your loved ones. If one of you is in real trouble, they'll use it. If the phrase isn't in the conversation, it's a scam. Subscribe to the channel and watch other episodes. It's important.